Hello there. It is 10:30 in the evening on a Monday. My makeup has gone under my eyes. Do you see these, like, the mascara has gone from here to here into, like, the creases under my eyes? Because I'm 30, y'all. Hey! Why did I just sound like Mamrie Hart? Sorry. Did not mean to come for your brand. But it is Monday, the 21st of December, which means that Christmas is officially this week. Christmas is on Friday. I have 96 hours until Christmas. I had to do real quick mental math there, although it's probably closer to 72. So, game plan is I am going to spend Christmas with Kevin and his family on their farm where we were in October. And John will be there as well. They've so very graciously invited me to come along, so I am contributing in my own special way with baking. That's what the plan is for tonight. I'm wearing one of my Christmas sweaters. This is kind of maybe the subtlest of my Christmas sweaters. It's not real cross-stitch, it's just printed on. Anyway, the plan for today is make a couple cookie doughs, because the timing for this week is going to be a little bit tricky. So Christmas is on Friday. My train out to Lyon, like the Lyon area, is on Wednesday afternoon at 2 p.m., which means I have to leave here at like 12. Yeah, 12. So I will have all of Wednesday morning to get ready. I'm teaching tomorrow I'm working tomorrow from 12 to like 7:30. So when I get home, I'm not going to have that much of an evening. So I want to have my cookie doughs prepped. And cookie dough is a thing, like, it can sit in the fridge for a couple of days, no problem. So I'm going to get a couple of those ready. I'm just going to plonk them in the fridge and then just have a step done. So I don't actually know how to do a cooking vlog. Usually I end up just like having you on my cabinet, which is where you are now, and then just kind of doing things on the counter and every now and then holding things up. I don't think that's a very interesting angle. Besides, we've seen that already, so I'm going to try to come up with something else. Like there, you're on my spice rack right now. How do you like that? Lighting's not great, but could be worse. As part of like any cooking show, I am trying to do a little bit of like preparation, get my ingredients out for the most part, and I got my kettle going. Oh, just realized, forgot to put the lid on that. That's fine, caught it early. You know what, I'm gonna wait until that's over. And we're back. Like a little, ooh, how high can I go? I'm totally gonna splash myself. Ha! Yep, I knew it. I knew it was gonna happen. Okay. Now I have cocoa. So, as I was saying, I was doing some prep for this cooking show that's about to happen here. Look, you can see some of my counter. I actually washed my dishes. I cleared a lot of stuff off of the counter so I could put baking materials on it, and thinking that I was gonna definitely not bake cookies, but make cookie dough tonight. Over the last couple of weeks, because I'm a planner, I was thinking I should check to make sure that I have flour, because I'm pretty sure I only had, this was me like a week ago, I was like, I think I only have this much flour, which is not enough for 2 cookie doughs. So, bought another bag of flour. Turns out, I had the same thought a week previous, and the week before that, and the week before that. I now have 4 bags of flour, plus this. So I think I'm good. I have literally 4 kilograms of flour right here. If this had been March, and flour was gone, and there was no toilet paper in the grocery store, and there was no yeast, I would have been guillotined by now. Jesus. Okay, so I'm going to put 2 of these away. Actually, I'm going to put 3 of them away, because I really don't think I'll need more than one. I'm already getting really warm. I think this is going to have to come off. Don't look. Ta-da! She's baking in a black shirt. Must be a baking show. Okay, so I'm going to try to do a little bit of mise en place, which basically means I'm just going to chop up some chocolate. I'll be right back. Like every journey, it has to start with a single step. And this one starts with trying to figure out which beater goes in which slot. This one always gives me. There we go. Got it. It's not plugged in yet. So, do you wanna see what a mess my countertop is right now? Let's look. Baking stuff starts here. And it's all of this. This is all the stuff that I shoved over to the side. That's all of my produce, which somehow I have to eat before Wednesday. Cool. Anyway, I think I'm also going to chop into this pear for a snack in a little bit, or like dessert. But I'm going to start with a white chocolate, well, the recipe is white chocolate cranberry. I don't have cranberries. I have, where did I put it? This is the problem of having a very small workspace. And it's not actually that small, I just never give myself enough room. Ah! They're, what are they? Sultanas? Currants. Currants. I use currants instead. Like smaller, I don't have to chop them up. It's all good. Okay, so first step is the butter. It's gonna be, and I have my recipes. I copied them all out real quick. Here, if you want them, here they are. Although there's no like baking instructions. Haha, figure that out yourself. Okay, so this one is 170 grams of butter. I've already taken a couple chunks out of it for toast. So I need to use my handy dandy scale that I inherited from a friend when she was moving, because I am a vulture. So that is 227 grams. I need to carve off about 50. Ooh, squishy, squishy, squishy. 192. I'm seeing an error in my plan. My watch is buzzing, telling me I've hit my 100 steps. Apparently, tearing out a scale is a step. Okay, 178. That'll do. I've made a grave error, and the butter that I don't want is on the knife, and the butter that I do want is on the wrapper. Burk! Well, okay. At least now I know how much I don't want, so I'm just going to put it on the other side of the wrapper. Like a genius. And fuck! I just put the butter that I don't want in the bowl. Okay, so I know that butter was about 50. Oh my god, okay. I'm just gonna plonk it all right back on. You know what we do in times of challenge? We take the butter off and we start over with a clean new wrapper. So back on the scale. So this right here that fell in the bowl is going back on the wrapper. That is, okay, we don't need to do the math. Hang on. Look at this literal mountain of butter that I've constructed on top of the wrapper. It is 11 p.m. That's what happens. Okay, so just gonna plunk this in. Whoo, sexy. Wash your hands. If you touch butter, wash your hands. It's very greasy. Now, we beat. There, does that look like it was a lighter color than when it went in? Good. Next part, 3 quarter cups. I'm just going to do this 3 times, brown sugar. So I tend to be a little bit loosey-goosey with leveling off, which I know you're not supposed to do with baking, but it's sugar. You're not going to cry if it's a little sweet. Just a little sweet. That's fine. See, like, look, it's a little low on one part, it's a little higher on another part. It's fine. Let's not be bitchy about it. 1, 2, that's, come on, 3. You know that old Tootsie Rolls commercial with like an owl as a kid saying, "Mr. Owl, how many licks does it take to get to the center of a Tootsie Pop?" First of all, kid, get a life. Why is that a question that you need answered? Get friends. And then the owl goes like, let's try. 1, 2, 3, and then he just bites it and gets the middle of the center of the Tootsie Pop, the middle of the center of the Tootsie Pop, and he goes, oh, only 3 licks to get to the center. This is from like the 60s, and then it came on again when I was a kid, and somehow my mom and I both know it. So whenever we have to say 1, 2, 3, we always go 1, 2, 3, because, you know, we're super cool. Okay, I wasn't paying attention to how much sugar I was putting. That's fine. It's fine. A little extra sugar, that's fine. Measure with your heart, as they say. That's not what they say for baking. Measure with your cups. Still, it wasn't too much more. Okay, so that means we are now beating in the sugar. Oh, okay, on a flat surface, please. Tell me, as a kid, you didn't just always want to put your finger in here and literally just butter and sugar. You didn't want to put your finger in and just go. And it's fine, because it's going to get baked. There's no problem with germs. Woohoo! Love sugar. Okay, so next up comes 1 egg and 2 teaspoons? 2 teaspoons of vanilla. This looks like fancy vanilla. It's not, but it'll do. Okay, so my big challenge that I'm giving myself, which is a stupid thing to do, I'm going to do a one-handed crack in front of the camera, really hoping that I don't fuck it up. Get a little bit back so I don't cut my head off. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3. No shell, no shell, no shell! Oh! So good at baking! Okay, throw that away, wash your hands. Surgically clean hands now. Plus vanilla. I've not opened this one yet, and my hands are wet and it's hard to open. There we go. Okay. You could get drunk on that smell. Okay. Vanilla, I never measure vanilla. That's one of the ones I measure with my heart. 1, 2. Beauteous. Okay. And at this point, we mix again. Yeah. This is the point where you can kind of beat it, not as much as you want, because at some point it will split, but once you add the flour, you have to be careful about shaking the thing off the beater. You have to be careful about the amount, the time that you beat it. Same thing plus egg, by the way. So bad for me. Gotta brush my teeth after this. But hey, let's drink some cocoa before we do. But yeah, once you add the flour, you don't want to overbeat it because it'll kind of make it the flour the wrong kind of chewy. So this is the time that you want to beat it to oblivion to get the air into it, which I have done. So now I am sifting in flour plus a couple other things. Side for a minute. Okay, so we are doing 2 cups of flour, 2 teaspoons of cornstarch, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, ½ teaspoon of salt. So, and again, they say like when you're measuring flour, you're supposed to spoon it into the measuring cup and then level it off with a knife. I'm sure people are really precious about that. I don't really give that much of a shit. Because this is for me, mostly. This is exactly 2 cups. See? The gods are smiling on me. If I'd been like spooning and all of that shit, it would have been like maybe just under. See? Sometimes the universe is on your side. Recycle. Plus cornstarch. How many? 2 teaspoons? That one I am going to measure. Oh, this isn't open yet. Do you see this fine sheen of flour that's already on me? Even though I haven't actually done any mixing yet. Did I really finish my cornstarch? My old cornstarch? Good for me. I'm such a cook. Tell me that you didn't ever do this thing of like when you have to do 2 teaspoons of something, you tried to get like, I'm asking for trouble doing this over the thing, you tried to get like the same amount on the bottom as on the top. Obviously there's too much on the top, I'm going to have to knock some off. But like instead of measuring twice, you just try to go for like that effect of, you know, seeing like a mountain reflected in a lake. So you see the same thing twice. A little less. You know, that's about right. That's fine. I am not winning any baking awards with this. Claire Saffitz, I am so, so sorry. Salt. Again, I'm not really going to measure this. I'm just going to go in with that. And what was the other one? Baking soda. I know visually about how much a teaspoon of baking soda is. So I'm just going to, yeah, that's fine. And then comes the most Christmassy part. Oh, look at this already. It looks like, come look. It looks like snow. Let me get out of the shadow. It looks like snow has fallen on my dough. And now I'm just going to keep making it snow. It's like in the club, making it rain, but the Santa edition. Whee! Wait, I'll do it on the other side so my hand isn't blocking. Look at that. And this is something that, I don't know, sometimes I do it, especially for other people, I'll sift. Which is also why I'm not too fussed about the spooning the flour out, because I knew I was going to be sifting it. And this is also kind of a way to aerate it a little bit. But if it's just for me, if it's just like a little lazy thing, then sometimes I don't bother with sifting. And I'm going to keep this out. I'm going to sift the second dough soon. So this now just gets mixed in right quick, and I'm gonna look at that little mountain of snow. Oh, cute. Before I engage the beater, I'm just gonna kind of tap it. See if I can show you what I'm doing here. Oh, I need a better grip. I'm tapping it kind of over itself just to get some of the puffiness under the butter mix so it doesn't all explode up onto me and I just wasted flour. And then I have no idea if this is like appropriate technique. I'm going to pulse there, pulse there, pulse there, just to get it all the powder kind of starting to incorporate before this. Oh. I just avoided like a massive explosion of cookie dough. Well, flour. All right. So that's just about where I want it. There's still a couple of tiny little streaks of flour, but we're not done mixing yet, so that's fine. And again, you don't want to work it too much. So they say with cooking, you're supposed to taste as you go. And I think it's the same for baking. So now I have some chopped up white chocolate, and I have my red currants. Red currants? It's called Vostitza currants. That sounds really pretentious. Plonk those all in. Let it out. Is that everything? I think that's everything. I have totally, I know I just said like, I'm not about spooning, I'm not about measuring or something. I play it rustic. I am all about not using chocolate chips anymore, or like pre-chipped things. I'm all about chopping up chocolate bars and using that in cookies instead. It just feels, I don't know, nicer. It feels like you get more variety in the cookie. I think it's nice. I think we need a little bit more white chocolate in there. I don't think that's enough. So we get to, where did I put the rest of the white chocolate? I put it somewhere. Here it is. Also, I don't know if this is just a me thing or if this is like a recommendable thing. Instead of getting out a chopping board like just for chocolate, I just unwrap the paper thing and I just chop it on top of that. Because you don't need to apply that much pressure to chocolate. And I really wish I were wearing a GoPro just so I could get like an overhead shot, but I'm too lazy to set that up. So you're just gonna have to hear me chopping chocolate while I vamp. And you see what I mean? You get like a lot of different variety of pieces. Like some of these are going to be nice big chonkers, and others are going to be kind of like little melt in your mouth slivers. I just think that's nice. Off these go into the dough. I just rhymed. Off these go into the dough. Here we go. I guess it's 2 rhymes. Okay. finish this up real quick, and then I think she's done. Ooh, she's working hard. Working 9 to 5. What a way to make some cookies. Making Christmas jars. I don't want to get copyrighted. Copyrighted? Copyright tag? I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Okay. Whoop. Just knock some dough over. I'll get it. Tell me also that it wasn't a childhood ambition of yours when you were little and making stuff with your parents to just at one point just I'm going to watch this soon, but just take this and go just all of it right in there. Okay. So, this is done. I'm going to wash these. I'm going to reuse them for the second cookie dough. In the meantime, I'm going to try to figure out if this will fit into my fridge without it having to be put in a different container, because it has a lid. Okay, reset. I have now washed my beaters, and I've cut up some pear and a clementine for a little sneaky snack, because fruit can be dessert. I say that having just ingested about 2 tablespoons worth of raw cookie dough, so everything in balance. But now, for the second dough, it's going to be a lot faster, because I don't have to have, I'll just show you. So, first step is going to be melting together, 100 grams of butter and 100 grams of chocolate. So I already have the chocolate weighed out. This is just some dark chocolate. And I have my, what do you call it again? Saucepan on my scale. So now I'm turning it on. It should be at 0. I'm going to use the rest of the butter that I completely fucked up with for the first cookie dough, just to get it off the plate so I can wash the plate again. Here we go. Waste not, want not. Oh, metal on metal. That's not a good sign. Stop it. Don't do that anymore. Okay, I need 60 more grams. I, again, over-prepared for this, and I bought 2 blocks of butter. They have been out room temperaturizing. I think, however, these are the ones that don't have, they don't have the measurements on it. Usually there's like 15 grams, 30 grams, 15 grams, 15 grams, yeah. This is like the super cheap, store brand butter, so they don't have that. So I'm just going to have to guess what I think 60 is going to be about. I think it's going to be that, and see if I'm right. And that was about 55. No. 40. No, it was about 45. So I need 15 more. 100. That's literally 100 grams. Look at me. I'm so good. Okay, I'm going to put this back down. Ooh, got butter on my knife. That's fine. Clean it up. I'll wash it. I'm going to wash it right now. So this is now going to melt on the stove. I'm just going to break in. This is really dark chocolate. I mean, for me, this is really dark. It's 70% dark chocolate. I am not a big fan of dark chocolate. It makes me really thirsty, and I just don't enjoy eating a lot of it on its own. However, I have, over the past few years, matured. I'm sorry, I was completely out of frame there the whole time. What a dum-dum. I have, however, completely matured when it comes to baking, and now I do not like baking with milk chocolate unless it's specifically stated in the recipe, just because it usually comes out too sickly sweet. So I like a little dark chocolate in there. I'll wash my hands now. Just to kind of take down the sweetness. Actually, I'm going to keep this on a lower heat because I don't want the chocolate to burn. I'm trying to clean as I go, as one goes. So while that's going, I'm going to get started on the next part, although at some point I will have to wait for this to melt down completely. I'm just going to swirl it once to make sure whatever butter has started melting will get under any of the chocolate so that has less of a chance to actually burn. So then we need 150 grams brown sugar and 2 eggs. This is not all of the brown sugar I have left. Please give me more credit than that. I got more. Actually, I may need to go get some more from the import store. But not today, obviously. It's 3 minutes to midnight. It's not open anymore. Alright, so 150 grams. We're just going to kind of spoon all of this in, see what that gives us. What I had left in my jar was 103. Actually, that's less than I was expecting. So then just a little bit of this right over it. Oh, I got carried away. I'm at 164. That's fine. Again, that's fine. Especially because I'm using extra dark chocolate, so a tiny bit of extra sugar, that's not going to kill anyone. Okay, so I've got my 100 grams of brown sugar. I've added in the 2 eggs that go with it. Sorry, I forgot to film that. So we're just going to mix that up real quick. I particularly like this recipe. I've done it a few times before because you don't need to worry about like the consistency too much because it's all like melted and stuff. So like you're not worrying about creaming. You're not worrying about getting a lot of air into the dough. You can just kind of throw it together really quickly. It's kind of like a beginner's cookie dough. Not that I'm a beginner, but you know. Sometimes you just want the softball. Sounds like I'm really bragging. I'm sorry. That was way stupid. I'm going to stop. Also, I need you to come and check the egg with me. I got the eggs. I've got clementine in my mouth. Don't worry about it. As I was taking out the eggs to add them to the batter, didn't realize when I opened this that one of my eggs has a little, what's it called? A feather on it. No feather. I'm just going to leave you in there. Stay with your family. Melted, I'm sorry, this, you can't see this at all. It's so dark. Melted butter plus chocolate. Now going into the egg plus brown sugar. Here we go. Whee! Oh, splat. Oh, splishy splat. I should have used a different spatula. This was the wrong spatula, but I'm committed now, and I am not getting out another one that I'll then have to wash later. So, just gonna have to live with it. What is it? You made the bed, you lie in it? That's a really stupid expression. Who in the world came up with, you made your bed, you have to lie in it? Like, I can remake it. I can make it a different way. I can untuck the sheets. Stupid expression. This is literally what it looks like after just pouring the chocolate into the mixture. So I'm gonna, again, pre-mix it. Ooh, marbly. And then just kind of oh man, that is rich. Up to add another teaspoon of vanilla, again, measuring with the heart. And then we are going to 125 grams of flour. This must be a British recipe, I think. So now we go back to the scale. We're just going to add 125 grams of flour right on top. 1 teaspoon of baking soda. So again, just going to eyeball it. Yeah. And half teaspoon of salt. Okay. There we go. And then I'm done with the scale. She's going to go away. And then, again, kind of back and forthing. Am I knocking anything over? No. Back and forthing kind of over the flour with the wet part below. So I don't get a big cloud of flour in my face. And then she goes, which gives you that. Again, it's too dark to see. That's it. This is more of a brownie batter that's kind of reinforced with a little bit of extra flour. I don't need the beaters anymore, so I'm just going to knock them off really quickly. And by knock them off, I do mean... Okay, last thing to go into this is, again, more chopped up white chocolate and some chopped up dark chocolate. And this would be a great time to just knock off any flour powder that's come smushed up right to you. So, fold in. There's no way I will be able to film myself doing this folding technique because I need both hands, so you're just going to have to trust me that this looks really nice. Look at that. Look at that. That is basically brownie dough with chunks of chocolate in it. I know I was able to get the other dough into the fridge. I know I'm not going to get the second one in that size, so it's going in this. That's the end of baking for tonight. I'm just going to clean everything up that's out. Not going to be interesting anymore, so come back to you tomorrow when I make the third thing that I'm going to make, because yeah, I'm making 3 things, because I'm a giver at Christmas, / I just want people to like me. And then, yeah, anyway, good night. Hello, new evening, new sweater. Not as Christmassy, though still very comfy, very wintry. And it is currently 10:14. I got delayed at work slightly, so I am a little bit behind in my planning, but what I'm going to do is bake my cookies. I have an ice cream scoop to make. I don't even know if I'm going to be able to do it with this dough because it's really firm. It feels more like I'm balling a lemon, but you know, scoop of cookie dough and then just kind of right onto the, actually that looks really good. Okay, so we're going to do that. So I'm just going to prep, I've got a couple cookie sheets out. I'm just going to prep this and then try to get them baking in cycles. And I have a third dough that I want to make. To make sure that I have M&Ms. I do. I have M&Ms all as well. All is ready. Okay, but that's going to come later. I want to get the 2 that are prepped done first. So we're going to scoop. It's stuck to my sweater. Oh, this was a mistake already wearing this sweater, but I love it so much. Oh, I think these are too big. Alright, round 1, going in. Whee! My phone's not letting me log in. There we go. Hey Siri. Set timer 9 minutes. Actually, hey Siri, change timer to 8 minutes. Cool. Hey Siri, tell me a joke.
To the 2 criminals who stole my calendar, I hope you both get 6 months.
Ha-ha. Oh, don't mind me, just munching on a raw carrot because I, and this is true, literally can't give a fuck. But my timer's just gone off, so we're gonna see how they're doing. Oh! Golden around the edges. I think they can come out. Where's my thingy? Here we are. And, oh, don't fall into the oven. I seem to have gotten a very strange sizing mix up. This one is tiny and this one is massive. Oh well. Okay, so take these, put these very temporarily just right there on the floor. That's easy. And second round in. Whee! There we go. All right. And fuck. Just tried to go in there too. That's not right. I'm gonna have to move the hook, I think. Finishing a bite of carrot, but the timer's gone off again. So let's see how they're doing now. Yeah, good. Golden around the edges again. Excellent. Take those out. I'm so silly. I didn't have my third baking sheet prepared. Oh, what a numpty. But I did roll them. I pre-rolled them. I just didn't prepare my third baking sheet. Yes, I have 3 baking sheets in a tiny studio apartment in Paris because I am what? Dedicated. Completely unrelated. I have 4 cookie dough balls left. And I'm seriously considering not baking them now and just putting them in a little Tupperware in the freezer. I'm just saving them for a rainy day. In fact, I think I'm going to do that. Just save myself 1 step of baking. In this one, I think. And, you know, when in the future I'm having a bad day Oh, I have 5 in here. Gasp! If I'm having a bad day, I can just, pop 1 or 2 or all 5 in the oven and then have a treat. Okay, so that cuts that in half. Is this 2 Tupperwares? Well, I'm dumb. There's only 1 lid. Okay, last ones can come out. Look at that! They are definitely smaller in size because, they are definitely smaller in size because I just ended up rolling them by hand because I couldn't be fucked anymore. Alright, so there we go. Those are done, which means that this round of cookies is completed. So I'm gonna let them cool on the trays for a second, and then I'm gonna flip over the parchment paper and just kind of re-scoop the other cookie dough on the other side so I don't waste a lot of parchment paper. Because you know what? There's 2 sides to every sheet. But first I'm gonna keep eating dinner. I'm eating, obviously, raw carrots, and then I just heated up some, what are they called, pakoras? I think it's like vegetable pakoras that I got at the grocery store. Delicious. Spicy. My mouth is tingling. Okay, it is the unspoken baker's rule. I don't think it's that unspoken. Here's the bowl. It's about to go into the sink. That you try one of your cookies as it has relatively recently come out of the oven, just to make sure it's how you want it, etc. Yeah, that'll do. And now I have dessert. They're crunchier than they usually are when I make these. I think I could have made them bigger. So they're not as mounted. They're flatter and wider, but that is okay. I just got a chunk of white chocolate and it was still slightly gooey. If there is one, stand up. If there is one hint or tip or whatever that I can give you in all of my long life gathering wisdom, pearls or nuggets or whatever, it is this. Heat up your cookies before you eat them. You will never be upset. Alright, I didn't bother filming it, but I have now rolled out all of the chocolate ones as evidenced by my very messy hand. Oh, it's stuck in my ring. Oh, fook. So here is one, and then I just ended up sitting on the floor and rolled out 2 and 3. It's fine, they're clean, they're not touching the floor, get over it. So I only have 1 rack in the oven right now, so they're all going to have to go individually. So here goes number 1. And yes, I did put a rack in the oven while I'm still holding a chocolatey spoon in the other hand. I'm dexterous. It's disastrous. So we are now going to check the chocolate ones. See how they... Oh. Delicious. Okay. Swap these out. Again, I'm just going to have to plonk them directly on the floor. Second one's going in. Okay, so while the second to last round of cookies, the chocolate ones, is going, I'm going to work on the dough very quickly for the last one, because that's just going to be in like a round thing, so I don't have to do portions of it. I can just kind of sit and let it go. So that's going to start with turning on the scale. And then 1/2 cup of butter, which is, I have a conversion chart here, 115 grams. Don't know exactly how much that's going to be, so let's just start. 110! Just choked. 110 grams. 109 grams. Okay, so. I feel so weird speaking in grams. I feel like a traitor to my own country. 116 grams. Perfect. Okay, put that butter back. I don't think I don't need the scale anymore. Put that away. Okay, as usual, that starts with creaming. Cream together butter and brown sugar. Okay, I'll do that. I'm just going to loosen up the butter a little bit. Perfect. Okay, I need to stop licking my hands when things get on it. But you know what? It's not that bad because it's all going to be baked anyway. Okay, so then we need We need full cup of brown sugar. Okay, brown sugar is ready to go into the bowl. Done. That was easy. Okay, and now cream those together. All right, that's good. So next part is going to be a half cup of peanut butter. Now this is going to be controversial. I hate using peanut butter in measuring cups because it's just a nightmare to clean. So instead, I'm just going to take a big spoon and just take out a chunk of peanut butter. That's about half a cup. It's fine. Actually, I think I'm going to put in a little bit more because it's Christmas. Oh, my timer's going off. I have to take these cookies. Ooh, to the oven! Ta-da! Those are out. Okay, next into this is 2 eggs and some vanilla. So this could be a total disaster, but I'm going to try it. Okay, only one broke. I should have seen that coming. No shell. Oh, man. I caught the shell in my hand, and then my hand slipped and it went out, but it's okay. I just picked it out. It's fine. And then we'll just kind of give it a little tap on the side, and there we go. And vanilla with your heart, as always, and she goes again. Alright, so next up is going to be 1 3/4 cup flour, and again, I'm not going to bother with spooning. I'm not even going to bother sifting it, because the sifter is on the drying rack, and I really cannot be fussed to dry it and then use it and then wash it again. Ooh, that's too much. That's more than 2 cups of flour. So we're going to pour out almost all of that and then pour some of it back. See, what you've just experienced here, what you've just witnessed, is why you should not do what I'm doing, because I'm not very smart when I'm doing it. And yet, it'll still come together. Because this is a very simple recipe, and we don't need to, as we say in French, take your head. C'est pour la tête. Okay, now I need baking soda. Soda for baking. Here. It was right here the whole time. Baking soda. It's always a teaspoon of baking soda. Nobody ever does half a teaspoon or, 3/4 of a teaspoon. It is literally every single time. It's always a teaspoon of baking soda. How unoriginal. And teaspoon salt. Ooh, this is salty. Actually, yeah, peanut butter. That makes sense. Okay, and we're gonna, again, do the fold over, fold over, fold over. Although this time I'm wearing white while baking, so it's a little bit less dangerous for the fly up, though, to be fair, I'm wearing black underneath. Did I just show you my boob? Sorry. Okay, and we're gonna go again. I don't know if this is just a thing that I do or if a lot of people do this, and I'm not original. Instead of moving the mixer all around the bowl, I sometimes move the bowl around the mixer. I'm gonna see if I can show this. Okay, so this is literally how I mix dough. Weirdly, sorry, you're not gonna see my head here. I have no idea if that's normal or if that's even a good idea, but somehow it feels comfortable, so I just keep doing it. Back to the original place. I think I'm done with the beater, because everything else that's going in is going to need to be hand mixed. Anyway, not a percussionist, obviously. Although I did play piano for 10 years, and piano is a kind of percussion instrument, technically, because it involves hammers. Look at that. Okay, so we're doing now 1 3/4 cup oats, same amount of flour as oats. Oh, damn it. I forgot you have to open this door the other way out of here, because if you push it in, it just blocks everything from coming out. And we do not have time for that. It is midnight. Although I do still have to shower and pack. So we're not in a huge rush, I guess. Chopped up milk chocolate. Okay. And it says chocolate chips, but as I established already, I am now a bougie bitch. Actually, I can put this away. Okay, so we're going to do just a very quick chocolate chop. Just making sure, because I used to do this without thinking about it, that I'm not curling my fingers under the end of the knife, because this is one where it's wider here and narrower here, and sometimes my hand just wants to curl under here. Don't do it. Keep it flat. Chop, chop. Yeah. This is very therapeutic somehow, and if, like me, you've been very stressed about Christmas presents and delivery times and COVID and just everything that's sucky with the world, and stimulus checks aren't enough for people to survive, and vaccines won't be getting to people until like June or July in some places, or even later, and it doesn't matter, because in the end, I mean, it does matter. It very much matters, but in the meantime, you have some chocolate. Okay, so that is going in the bowl as well, plus M&Ms. I'm going to start with, well, that was almost the whole bag, so might as well have done the whole bag, but let's see what we get, and then just kind of fold it in. And the reason I'm not using the mixer here is because they're such big chunks that it's just going to interfere with the blades, I think. So better, I wish I had a bigger bowl. But my other big bowl is dirty, and I didn't think about cleaning it before starting. That's fine. I'll cope. Cookie dough with oats and chocolate and M&Ms in it. Now we take a baking pan. We're gonna line it with, why are we saying we? This is a cooking thing that drives me crazy, like a cooking show thing. We're not gonna do anything. This is all you, Carol. So I'm going to line it with some parchment paper. Okay. Put it in there, and then just gonna very, very gracefully take a scoop and just kind of, I'm gonna show you what I'm gonna do. 3, 2, 1. Cool. I have now splished and splorped and splooped it into the edges. It's all kind of more or less flat. I'm just gonna give it a little pat so I don't have any crags. God hates a crag. God loves any other things that end with AG, but God hates a crag. And then I'm going to take the rest of the M&Ms and just come on, there we go. Put those on top, spread out just a touch. I was thinking for a second about like sorting them into colors, but why do we need to be separating by colors? Every color is beautiful. Pat those in slightly. Now my hand is super buttery. And that's going to bake for an amount of time. I don't remember. I'll look it up. All right, it's going in for 15 minutes. Good luck, baby. All right, let's check to see how it's doing. Oh, yeah, that's golden. That is a golden color. Cool. Hello, good morning. It's Wednesday. I have about an hour before I need to go to the train station. I've packed up 2 of the cookies. This is what the third one looks like. It is in pieces because as I was trying to lift it out of the container, it was still a little bit soft in the middle, and it just kind of broke, which is fine. It's fine, because it was going to be broken into pieces anyway, so let's not cry about it. But I'm going to package this up, and then I'm going to wrap up this video because I'm going to start the next one. So, thanks for joining me for baking. Sorry if you can hear Killing Eve in the background. Very Christmassy, I know. And see you in like literally 2 minutes.